So welcome back to our Algorithm series, and in this module we are just going to discuss about C++, and we've talked about Bash scripting, we've talked about Python, and what we actually have on the line next is C++. Okay, so what I did is that I have an Atom. Atom is a code editor, is a text editor like that. So after nicely, and I just created a file name program.c++. Then I open it with the Atom. So let's go. The first thing we are going to do is the variable. So how do we declare variables in C++? The first thing we want to do with C++ is that we want to include some directive, like, sorry, what's that? How am I doing that? It's because right now I'm typing in the dark. So we want to do something like include input output stream, which is very important. Then for the use of string, you want to include string like that. There you want to do using namespace xtd type of standard namespace. Then you want to use main, and from our main was from function, which is a syntax for the C++ itself. So we need to create a main, then this is a function. So inside the main is actually what the compiler is looking for. This main function then is where we are going to be declaring a lot of stuff. We are going to be doing a lot of stuff specifically. So let's set up some stuff. So integer argument count, so the number of the arguments. Then we have a character that point to argument value itself. Then also another character that point to environment variable, and that's all. So now let's talk about variables. In Python and Bash, we have to declare something like my name equals to, and then we just put in something like Gabriel. And in the C++, things are not really like that. So if you want to have a string, you need to declare string like that, then followed by name, then equals to, then followed by whatsoever you want to put. Say, okay, I love C++. C++ is actually my primary language. Then we really need to put this semicolon to end it like that. They, as we want to declare an integer, say integer a equals to 10. So that's how I want. Then if you want to declare a float, we go like float b equals to, sorry, equals to 2 point something something something, like that. If we want to print out anything, we can do cout, then followed by this syntax name, sorry, name. Then also we need to end line, so we need to end the line like that. So that's how we do things, the handle variables within C++. And things really gets more interesting when you want to run your program. So if you want to run your program, all you have to do is just to come here to the desktop, and then either you do C++, because there is a C++ compiler, or you do GCC. So you just do C++ program.c++, and when you run the program, it's going to generate um, the object code. So I will just show you the object code. So this is the object code, or let me say the binary file, or let me say the executable file as it's supposed to pronounce. Then we can do a.out, then execute the program, then it say I love C++ right there. So another way to do it is to do C++, then program.c++, then tag output, which means that the kind of file we want to output it to. Then we can say program. So that's all. So when we want to execute, we just go ahead followed by that flash, then we say program. Then we are going to have the particular code being executed. Okay, so we've talked about that. We talked about the string, and also there's another thing I want to show you. There are very lot of combination of string, integer, floats. Also we have boolean, which is true and false, like that. We also have we also have a lot of kind of a size of integer. So which actually can be small, it can actually be big integer or not, but not really like small or big, the way you think of it. But there there is how do I want to put it, there is this massive way of declaring variables. I will just leave it to you to check that on your own, but to show you the basics of it, because this is not a complete tutorial on C++, I will have just like to show And all we have to do is just to understand that, okay, there is this variety of size with this with the with data box. One okay, let's say see out. So if you say size of like that, you can say size of a, which is an integer value, and then we want to end line. So let's go to back to our code. So I'm just going to pack everything in one line. So then program like that. So you can see, say the size is actually 4. So say this size is 4. So this is not a full simple tutorial, just a brief to refresh you and get you really familiar with it. If you really feel like you want to pull in more stuff into C++, then can they just go ahead and check it up on your own. Alright, see you in the next tutorial, please.